Gentleman who sits on the Rules Committee, Mr. Nugent.
Gentleman from Florida is recognized for 3 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate the opportunity to be here. Madam Speaker, we hear so much out here on the House floor, but I support the rule and the underlying legislation because it gives the ability to small businesses to create jobs here in America. It allows people to go back to work. Those folks, when they go back to work, actually pay taxes. They start contributing as citizens of this great country, and this small business group tax reduction affects small businesses that are minority-owned, that are women-owned, that are veteran-owned businesses. You hear all this talk about how it affects all these other folks, but this is really about creating jobs in America. It's about allowing people that are entrepreneurs to utilize the resources that they've worked hard for and their employees have worked hard for to create additional jobs. You've heard a whole lot of stuff down here about transportation. The transportation bill expired back in September of 2009. My good friend from Florida, I agree with you. We should have a long-term transportation bill. But what did you do since 2009? I got up here in 2011. We're still talking about the lack of action by this Congress, by the Senate, and by this President since 2009 to get Americans back to work. When you talk to those that are small businesses that actually do the work on roads, they said if you do a 90-day, a 2-year extension, we're not going to add jobs. We're going to be able to keep the jobs that we have, but we're not going to add jobs. We're not going to be buying equipment from Caterpillar up in Peoria, Illinois, and putting people to work in Illinois. We've already canceled those jobs. So, Madam Speaker, this is about America. This is about actually looking at people in the eye, those that actually create jobs. Remember, small businesses create over 70% of the new jobs in America. And we're making them the villain in this. Instead of returning it back and saying, small business and entrepreneurs, they're going to use the money to grow their business. That's why they're in it. That's why they get into this whole thing in regards to putting their risk, their money, and their reputations at stake. You hear about class warfare. We heard it here today. And I agree about comprehensive tax reform. I'll give you the best comprehensive tax reform. Why don't we move to the fair tax? Why don't we move to the fact that we can encourage our small businesses and businesses in America that can compete globally instead of under a tax burden and debt that we have here in America? We have the ability to move forward and do the right thing. Let's not get caught up in the semantics and the political rhetoric. Let's really stand here and do the right thing for small businesses to allow them, Madam Speaker, to create the jobs that we know they can. I have the utmost confidence in small businesses. Madam Speaker, I yield back the balance of my time.
Gentleman from Florida.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I'm very pleased to yield